Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Carl from Novastar North American team. Thank you for joining today's webinar. Today, I'm going to share with you a new member of the Novastar VX family, VX1000. If you have any questions for this product, please leave it on chat windows. We will have a Q&A section after the presentation. The core design concept is simplicity meets the power. Let's find out how it can benefit you and simplify your work with its power. Before introducing the details, let's have a quick look at our VX series. When most of our LED screens were about 1080p, back 4 or 5 years ago, Novastar introduced the first all-in-one processor to the industry, VX4S. The remarkable usability was the most impressive selling point. Along with the development of the LED display industry, screens get bigger and bigger. Our customers needed cascading multi-VX4S units to load a larger screen. To simplify the system structure, we released the VX6S and the VX16S successively. Here is the VX family members, VX4S, VX6S, and VX16S. We have sold more than 30,000 of VX4S and VX6S in the market since 2018. And our clients gave us so many valuable suggestions for how we should move forward with VX series in the future. Many clients told us it's a bigger jump from 3.9 million pixel to 4K size, which is about 9 million pixel. So we decided to fill up the gap. VX1000 is the one. VX1000 is the one to make the team completed. I will introduce the device by the following 4 sections: overview, working modes, key features, and its fiber solutions. Generally, the biggest difference from other VX family members is that the VX1000 has 10 ports to load the LED screen. The loading capacity is 6.5 million pixel, which is 25% more than 4K by 1K. So it can offer more flexibility for your data wearing. Furthermore, the maximum width is up to 10,240 pixels, and the maximum height is up to 8,192 pixels. Above figures are the core competitiveness of VX1000. Let's take a look at the front panel. It's very similar with other VX members. Knob for the quick configuration, control and layer settings. These 8 buttons enable us to select input quickly. And the function buttons give the quick access for presets, test, freeze, and any other functions customized by the user. Now let's check the rear panel. There are multi-inputs with loop out, including 3G SDI, HDMI 1.4, and DVI. VX1000 also supports G-Lock, which is not available on other VX teammates. In addition, it's also the first time the OPT ports are integrated to VX products. So for the outputs, it has 10 RG45 ports, 2 10G OPT ports, and 1 HDMI 1.3 for the monitoring. So that is for the product overview. Next, let's see the working modes. There are 3 working modes for VX1000: video controller mode, bypass mode, and fiber converter mode. The bypass and fiber converter modes are newly available to VX series. Let's check them one by one. The video controller mode is same as other VX series. It combines the LED sending card and video processing functions into just one single box. One thing to mention is the monitoring function of VX1000 is different with VX6S. VX1000 has no switcher mode, so there is no preview function. Its monitor just shows us what the LED screen is displaying right now. The bypass mode is newly developed. Under this mode, all video processing functions will be disabled, such as multi-layers and scanning functions. So the benefit of a bypass is a low latency. We will discuss the latency in details later by another slide. As for the fiber converter mode, it means you can use it as a fiber converter for long distance data transmission. So if you have multiple units, no need to buy additional fiber converters. And we will talk more about this in the fiber solution section. So far, guess many of you are interested in what key features VX1000 has. Let's check out together. First, the bypass mode. VX1000 is the first VX series product that supports low latency function. This table tells us how good it can do when low latency function is enabled, especially in bypass mode. The latency can be reduced to 20 lines. It's also available in video controller mode, which means we still could use scaling and multi-layer functions. In addition, there is no weight limitation per port for data rearing when low latency is on. For other controllers such as MCTL 4K, Nova Pro UHD Junior, the pixel width is still limited to 512 pixels if low latency is on. But for 1000, there's no this limitation. One thing is we need to ensure all the port loading are aligned at the top, which means starting from the same Y coordinates if you want a low latency function. And the multi-layer is one of the most useful functions in all-in-one solution. VX1000 supports 2 extra 4K by 1K layers besides the main layer. In total, it has 3 layers. The flexible control is a truly amazing feature and new to VX6 series. As we know, for all the VX series, the control is either or by Ethernet or by USB cables. We cannot mix them. When the control PC is far from the devices, we need to connect the devices by Ethernet cable individually. The trouble is that in configuration, we have to go back and forth to set up each of them in Nova LCT software, which wastes a lot of time. Now, with VX1000, it won't be a problem. You can connect the first VX1000 via Ethernet cable and others cascaded by USB cables, and then control them or by Nova LCT, which is truly flexible. Just like this slide shows us, you can even connect the first VX1000 by Ethernet cable to a router and then communicate with the PC wirelessly. So there's no limitation for the distance. Because of the flexible cascading, image mosaic is much more easier. We could easily build up a bigger screen with multi VX1000 and do the settings easily. Another great feature is more adjustment options available on the front panel of VX1000, such as gamma, temperature, screen RGB. And you can also adjust the input color too, such as brightness, contrast, saturation, and hue. All these are within touch of your fingertips. It's quite easy and convenient. As for the redundant solutions, similar with other Novastar controllers, there are 2 ways on VX1000, device backup or port backup on the same device, depending on the project budget. What's new for VX1000 is that we can set input backup on the front panel when using HDMI or DVI. The same time signal can be the backup signal for each other. Furthermore, we can export the layer setting configuration from VCAN software and load it quickly next time, including layer size, position, and input source, etc. Guess many of you don't know what VCAN is, so our next course will discuss the software in details and show you how to use it. For the OPT ports on VX1000, both ports are 10G standard, so one fiber port can handle 10 Ethernet ports. The reason we designed 2 ports is that OPT2 is for the backup use. The other function for the OPT ports is it can copy the signal output from the Ethernet ports. Both Ethernet and OPT ports can output to screen. For example, if we have 2 side screens in rental stage showing exact same contents, we can connect one side screen by Ethernet ports and connect the other by fiber ports. So you won't need a second controller. Here shows it's a VX1000 for the second screen, but actually it can be a converter such as CVT 4K. Just one controller is all good for the application. Next, let's see the fiber solution together. As we just mentioned, VX1000 has fiber converter mode. So if you have multiple VX1000 units, no need to buy another converter. Just get the SFP module insert the device. You will be good to go. Besides itself, we have a new fiber converter called CVT10 designed to work together with VX1000. It has two 10G OPT ports and 10 Ethernet ports. They are both single mode and multiple mode available. And there is one bigger fiber converter available, CVT 4K. It has 16 Ethernet ports and 4 10G OPT ports. It's 2 for primary and 2 for backup. So when we need two VX1000, 16 ports to load the screen, the CVT 4K is the best to receive the data. So that is all about the VX1000. I would like to highlight some key features here. Firstly, it has 10 RG45 ports, much larger loading capacity than VX4S, VX6S, which is 6.5 million pixels. Secondly, it supports bypass mode, which for low latency available, just 20 lines. And it also has OPT ports can be used as a fiber converter, giving us more flexibility. And thirdly, it supports 3 layers. So that's all for VX1000. Thank you for the listening. So if you want to buy this unit, please contact us directly. And by the way, our next course is all about layer setting software, VCAN, just like I mentioned in the previously. VCAN is very good software to help you to make the layer setting, resolution, and the ADID settings. So if you truly interested in this software, just stay tuned and join us with us next time next Wednesday in same time. So hope to see you soon. And now, I don't know if we already have a QA questions. I'd like to introduce Gilbert here to answer the questions.
Okay, hello everyone. This is Gilbert from Noah Star. I'm working for the North America technical support team. And here I got 2 questions. The first one is, does the bypass mode allow for scale on the unit? Carl just mentioned on the PowerPoint, if we switch the VX1000 processor to the bypass mode, all of the video processing function cannot be used, which means scaling, layer settings, it cannot be used. So the answer for this question is no. The scaling function cannot be used when the bypass mode is enabled. And for the second question, what means he cannot switch input? Actually, I didn't get it. Could you please give me more details about this question? Thank you. Okay. For the second question, please give me more details and I'll answer your question later. And now let's move to the third one. Please explain again in the low latency mode. For the low latency mode, we have two different modes. Because Carl just mentioned for the VX1000, it totally have three different working modes: the fiber converter, video processor, the video controller, and also the bypass mode. If the VX1000 is working in the video controller mode, if you enable the low latency, the total latency should be like 1 frame, a little bit higher than 1 frame, because 1 frame from the video processor part, and the 20 lines is from the scenic card. So it's a little bit higher than 1 frame. If the VX1000 is working in the video controller mode, but if you switch the working mode to the bypass mode, the latency will be just less than 1 millisecond. It's just the 20 lines. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me share this Excel here. Actually, I got an Excel here, and I'm sorry, I forgot to share this part to you. So that is for the third question. If it's working in the video processor, video controller mode, the total latency is a little bit higher than 1 frame. And if it's working in the bypass mode, the latency is less than 1 millisecond, which we can just ignore it. The fourth question, can you explain more about the pixel capacity of the VX1000 output? Okay, so there will total have 10 Ethernet output port. Each Ethernet output port loaded capacity is 650,000 pixels. So we have 10 of them. So the total loaded capacity is 650,000 pixels, which means 650,000 times 10. This is the total loaded capacity for the VX10,000, VX1000. Next question, is the API is available? Currently it's not, but we already asked the RD team provide the protocols or control commands for the VX1000. I think it will be ready like in 2 weeks. Yeah, because we already asked for RD team provide this part, and they are prepared this right now. So it could be available in 2 weeks. And next one is, can I check the input pixel capacity play with the frequency? You mean the input resolution? If the lower the input resolution, you can get higher input. Lower the frequency, you can get a higher input resolution. Okay. So actually, all of the input port is 4K by 1K input ports. It is HDMI 1.4 dual link DVI. The maximum input is 4K by 1K. If you lower down the frame rate, for example, if you lower down the frame rate from 60 Hertz to 30 Hertz, you can input 4K by 2K resolution to this controller. The answer for this question is yes. Lower down the frequency, or we also call it frame rate, you get higher input resolution. And the next one is a Relay 650,000 at each port. At the same time, VX4S is limited to 535,000. Actually, for the limitation in the VX4S, it is caused by the chip we used in this processor. It is limited by the input source, because the VX4S can support single link DVI, and for the single link DVI, the maximum input resolution is 9020 by 1200. So if we calculate these two numbers, we can get 2.3 megapixels. So this is the total loaded capacity for the VX4S. But each port can up to 650,000 pixels. I'm not sure whether I get it clearly, but all of the ports, all in different controllers, can up to 650,000 pixels. The latency in VX4F is caused by the total loaded capacity is 2.3 megapixels. And next one is, can VX1000 do more than 1080p input since it can output more than 2 minutes? Yes, just as I mentioned, the standard input resolution for the VX1000 is 4K by 1K, like 3080/40 by 1080. And next question is, 30 Hertz will not cause flicker on the screen. I don't think 30 Hertz will cause the flicker, because the flicker issue it's related to the receiving card. Actually, it's not on the LED controller. So if you have the flicker issue, we can do the customization for the receiving card firmware, which can solve this kind of problem. Give us 1 second. We just copy the questions to this. Okay. Okay, here I got a question related to the question 6. If you record with a camera, then yes, human eyes no. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Could you please give me more details or more description? Okay, next one is I have a A5S or 30 Hertz, it's flickery. Remember the multiplication factor, whatever we do on the processor will affect the receiving card frequency too. For the 30 Hertz flickery issue, we can fix by customized firmware. If you have these questions, you can just contact us, and we need the LED module information and also receiving card information, receiving card firmware information. After we get all of those informations, we will apply for a customized firmware and to solve the flickery issue. So you can send email to support@novastar.tech and feedback all of the information I just mentioned, the LED module information and the receiving card, the type and the receiving card firmware. So after we get all of those informations, we can help you to fix the 30 Hertz flickery issue. All right, do you guys have any other questions? All right, if there's no question, I think that's all for today's webinar. And after this webinar, we will upload our presentation video and also the, what? I'm sorry, I got another new questions. Give me 1 second. So do you ask, can Smart LCT support to configure VX1000? The answer is currently no, but we already, we already talked to our audit team to add this product to Smart LCT. So VX1000 will be supported by Smart LCT in the future. The delivery time is not ready, but if we have any updates, we'll let you guys know. Okay, if there's no question, that's all for today's webinar. And we will upload the presentation video and also the Q&A, this table. And I will write down all of the answer on the right part. And you can check all of the answers later to our YouTube channel. Yeah. All right, thanks. Thanks for you guys joining us webinar. Thank you.